The soup was good. La sopa estaba buena or la sopa estuvo buena.
How can it be that both of these sentences are technically correct? Shouldn't it be one or the other? In reality, both sentences mean the soup was good, but there's a slight different meaning in the context. What about this one?
The restaurant was full. El restaurante estaba lleno or el restaurante estuvo lleno.
So this is also correct using both conjugations, but again, there's a subtle difference in the meaning. Using a star in the past tense in Spanish can be really difficult at first for students because there are two different tenses, the imperfect and the preterite. And our hope is that this is the only video that you'll ever need to know and understand when exactly you should use which tense when dealing with the star in the past. So our examples will start off pretty simple, but they'll get pretty complicated by the end.
We'll first go over when and why to use estar in the imperfect tense, followed by when and why to use estar in the preterite tense. And finally, we'll see examples when both forms are correct but express different meanings, like in those first examples.
Yeah, and if you're watching this video, you're probably more at an intermediate level and don't need to see how to conjugate estar in the past tenses. So if that's the case, just go ahead and jump to the next chapter when we get into all the explanations and examples.
But if you're just starting to study the past tense in Spanish, or you need a little bit of a review, then let's learn how to conjugate estar.
Right, first, estar is used when we want to express to be, and we always use it when it deals with positions, locations, actions, conditions, and emotions. And we can use the mnemonic place to remember these.
Now, let's first conjugate estar in the imperfect tense. Yo estaba. Tú estabas. Él, ella o usted estaba. Nosotros, nosotras estábamos. Vosotros, vosotras estabais. Ellos, ellas, ustedes estaban. And now let's conjugate estar in the preterite tense. Yo estuve. Tú estuviste. Él, ella o usted estuvo. Nosotros, nosotras estuvimos. Vosotros, vosotras estuvisteis. Ellos, ellas o ustedes estuvieron.
Now remember, in Spanish, the conjugation takes care of who the speaker is, so we don't technically need to explicitly use these subject pronouns like yo, él, ustedes, but in this video, we will use them just for the sake of completeness. First, we're going to see how to use estar in the imperfect tense. Okay, now the imperfect tense, if you need a refresher, is used for descriptions when we talk about when we have no specific time frame, a beginning or an end, or when we talk about actions that get interrupted or things that we do on a regular basis. So whenever we use the imperfect, we're always sort of setting up the scene for something to happen, or we're describing something that happened in the past. We're always going to be talking about how things used to be.
Here are a few examples. For what happens on a regular basis, we might say, I was tired every day after work. Yo estaba cansada todos los días después del trabajo.
So todos los días is a great trigger. This is something that happened on a regular basis. I was always tired after work. So we need the imperfect.
You were always together in college. Ustedes estaban siempre juntos en la universidad.
So even though college is a specific time frame, it was an ongoing thing that always was the case. So we need to use the imperfect.
When talking about something interrupted, we could say, we were at home when it started to rain. Nosotros estábamos en la casa cuando empezó a llover.
So these are the easiest ones because if you ever have an action that gets interrupted, you have to use the imperfect tense. So we were at home when something happened. So we're always going to use the imperfect.
I was studying when you called me. Yo estaba estudiando cuando tú me llamaste.
And this is the same. I was studying when something happened. So I was studying has to be in the imperfect.
They were in the park when I saw them. Ellos estaban en el parque cuando yo los vi.
And our final one here, same thing. We were in the park when something happened. So we have to use the imperfect. So interrupted actions are always the easiest way to know you're going to use the imperfect tense.
And when we talk about something with no specific time frame, we could say, he was happy when he was living with his family. Él estaba feliz cuando vivía con su familia.
Right, so here we need the imperfect because we don't know when he started living with his family or if he stopped living with his family. We just know that he was happy while he lived with his family. No start, no end, no specific time frame. You need the imperfect.
She was nervous before the exam. Ella estaba nerviosa antes del examen.
And this is the same case. So was she nervous 2 months before the exam or the day before? We don't really know when the specific time was, so we need the imperfect. Now, unlike when we talk about descriptions or ongoing actions or things that were interrupted, we use estar in the preterite tense when we talk about specific events or specific time frames. So in these sentences, if you happen to see a time or a date or a moment, a specific event, it's a really great trigger that you're going to use the preterite tense.
For example, I was at the party last night. Yo estuve en la fiesta anoche.
So here we have a specific trigger word, anoche, last night, so we know it's in the past at a specific time frame, but also when we have something like a party last night or at some point, we know that it's a specific event that has now been completed. So this is a big trigger to use the preterite.
You were sick last week. Tú estuviste enfermo la semana pasada.
So here we have the trigger la semana pasada, last week. So we know that we have a specific time frame, and by using the preterite, we're specifically stating you were sick last week, but that's a completed event, and now it's no longer the case, you're better.
She was in Madrid last year. Ella estuvo en Madrid el año pasado.
Here we have the specific time frame trigger, el año pasado, last year. So by using the preterite, we're stating that we know that she was in Madrid last year, but now that's a specific completed event and it's no longer true.
We were in the meeting for 2 hours. Nosotros estuvimos en la reunión por 2 horas.
So here we have a specific start and end. We were there for 2 hours exactly, and it's a completed event. We need to use the preterite. Okay, this is where the topic gets really fun and really interesting.
First, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. And by the way, we have another channel about all our travels around the world in Spanish.
So if you'd like to practice your listening skills outside of these classroom lessons that we do, you can follow us there. The link will be in the description below.
Now, let's test you. Which one is correct? The documents were on the desk, but now I can't find them. Los documentos estaban en el escritorio, pero ahora no puedo encontrarlos. Or, los documentos estuvieron en el escritorio, pero ahora no puedo encontrarlos. Los documentos estaban en el escritorio, pero ahora no puedo encontrarlos.
Right, we need estaban, or the imperfect tense, because we're talking about a description of a location without any kind of specific time.
Let's go to the next one. We were very busy yesterday. Nosotros estábamos muy ocupados ayer. Or, nosotros estuvimos muy ocupados ayer. Nosotros estuvimos muy ocupados ayer.
See, here we're expressing a specific time frame, yesterday, so we want to use the preterite. Let's see this example.
The dancers were tired. Las bailarinas estaban cansadas. Or, las bailarinas estuvieron cansadas. Las bailarinas estaban cansadas.
Right, this would be a description of a condition or emotion without any specific time frame, so we need to use the imperfect. Okay, we've reached the end, my favorite part of this whole video, because all we're left with are these hard sentences where technically you could use estuvo or estaba, the imperfect or the preterite in each of these sentences, but they're gonna express and mean different things. It just depends on what you're trying to express. And this can be really difficult because a lot of times with these textbooks, you have these one sentence examples and there's not really a lot of context. So sometimes it's really hard to understand these subtle differences. So here we're gonna go over a few examples where you can see that it's gonna be one or the other depending on what you want to express.
So let's go back to our initial example. The soup was good. La sopa estaba buena or la sopa estuvo buena. Both sentences mean the soup was good, but they express different things. Let's think about it based on what we've learned in this lesson.
Right, using la sopa estaba buena, the imperfect tense implies that the soup was good in a general sense, or possibly over a period of time, or it sets up background information for something that's about to happen. But when we use the preterite, la sopa estuvo buena, you're specifying that the soup was good at a specific moment. Probably a specific meal you went to, a specific time that you had that soup. And that's the difference.
Now let's see another example. The restaurant was full. El restaurante estaba lleno or el restaurante estuvo lleno.
So here we have another case where both are correct, but it depends on what you want to express. We would use el restaurante estaba lleno when we're talking more of the state of it being full over time or over some kind of period, but we would actually more likely use it as background information to set up an action that's going to happen. Now, if we say el restaurante estuvo lleno, that's more likely when we're talking to someone about a specific event or a specific time where we went to that restaurant and it was full.
And what about this example? The embassy was on 25th Avenue. La embajada estaba en la avenida 25.
So here we have a description of a location at an unspecified time. So we don't care, or it's not important if the embassy's still on 25th Avenue or not. So we would use that imperfect.
But if we say la embajada estuvo en la avenida 25.
So even though here we don't have a specific period of time, just by using the preterite, you're expressing that this was true for a specific period of time, that the embassy was on 25th Avenue, but you're stating that that's no longer the case. Now it's not. That was a completed event, and that's the difference. So lastly, we want to show you how easily these contexts can change, which will change which tense you use, and can easily be confusing. So if we revisit our example,
we were very busy yesterday. Nosotros estábamos muy ocupados ayer. Or nosotros estuvimos muy ocupados ayer.
Now, because we have a specific time frame, a trigger, ayer, yesterday, this should no doubt be estuvimos, the preterite tense, because of the specific time that's being said. But we can easily, in everyday conversation, change this context to be an action that's interrupted, which would change it to be in the imperfect tense, like this.
We were very busy yesterday when the power went out. Nosotros estábamos muy ocupados ayer cuando se fue la luz.
See, the context can change the tenses.
Another example like this. I was at the party last night. Yo estaba en la fiesta anoche, or yo estuve en la fiesta anoche.
So we have our trigger word of a specific time, anoche, last night. So it should absolutely be estuve, the preterite tense. And if that's all you're saying, that would be the case. Estuve en la fiesta anoche. But context could change this where you're describing that you were at the party when something happened. And in that case, we might have something like this.
I was at the party last night and suddenly Marcus fell into the pool. Yo estaba en la fiesta anoche y de repente Marcos se cayó a la alberca.
And that's why these concepts are so difficult for students that are just starting to learn the past tenses, because context can change whether you use the imperfect or the preterite. If you have a specific example that you're struggling with, just leave us a comment on this video. We always answer as soon as we can.
If this video helped you, make sure you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss any other videos.
Yeah, and please head over to Buy Me a Coffee, where you can donate to our channel, which is really the best way to help us continue making lessons like this for you guys. And you can also sign up for our private Facebook community through Buy Me a Coffee. We'll have that link in the description below.
If you haven't watched our video about Ser in the past, check it out here.
Until next time.